Hi, today's video is Bed Placement 101 using Feng Shui. Today we are going to go through 4 examples of different bedrooms and show you how you can place your bed even when you don't have the optimal position. That optimal position is called the command position. And that is when you're lying in bed, you can see the main door. Therefore, you can see what is coming at you. Sometimes that's not possible. Sometimes you need to adjust. But we really do want to create a sense of being able to see what's coming at you and adjust for that, because what you can see is what you can control. And you really do want to be able to control and see obstacles and opportunities that are coming at you. So now we're going to get started and we're going to go through the 4 examples. All right, let's dive right in. First floor plan is the condo bedroom. This is a 2-bedroom condo. And as you can see here, this one isn't too bad in terms of options. The longest and best wall happens to also be in the command position. And here's my little bed. So we're gonna focus on the master bedroom first with the ensuite. The ensuite bathroom is offset. So yeah, so if we place it on the long, well, we can't place it here, and we don't want to place it here. So, and which I'll talk to you about in the last concept. So we're going to put it on the longest clear wall here. This also happens to be the command position. So you can see when you're lying in bed, the door, as I mentioned, but you're not in direct line with the door. Now, there is a line from the bathroom to the bed, but it's quite a distance. And there's this dressing room area, which sort of acts as a buffer. Now, I still recommend to keep that bathroom door closed, and also maybe here, if it's an option, often there's an ability or a box that you can place a fixture. And if you can't, you can also hang a Feng Shui crystal. So what that does, well, the energy that's coming through, when the door is closed, it will prevent that. The energy is coming through is going to dissipate. Also, any draining energy, so energy taking the energy from you lying in bed, going toward the bathroom and down the 1, 2, 3 drains, is going to be, again, dissipated and moved around. So, to recap, keep the door closed, command position, just extra correction here. But otherwise, this is actually a pretty good plan. Floor plan number 2. This one also has an ensuite, and this is what I would call this a small cleaver. And the reason for that is, here's your handle, here's the knife edge. So imagine holding it. So it's a small one because, I mean, sometimes the door can start back here and it can cause, really give you a lot of leverage and a big handle there. But here, it's a small one, but still, we want to address that. So where do we put, well, we can't put it on thank goodness. I mean, it's not an option. We won't put it on this wall which was the knife edge, because there's a window there and rather not block the window. So where would the next best be? Well, we can't put it here. I mean, if we put it there, it'd be sort of silly because we have the walk-in closet door and then your door here, which I will talk about why you wouldn't put it there. So it's actually, this is the only option, the best option, but it is in line, as was the other one, but this one doesn't have a buffer because the bathroom is right off the bedroom. So the energy is draining straight in. So again, same recommendation, door closed, and halfway between the edge of the bed and the door of the bathroom, Feng Shui crystal. Now, you may be wondering, what's a Feng Shui crystal? How do I hang a Feng Shui crystal? Well, I have an entire video on that and then a blog post as well. And with that blog post, you can get instructions. So just check out the video on how to hang a Feng Shui crystal. So that's floor plan number 2. So let's move on to floor plan number 3. This might be familiar to condo dwellers and apartment dwellers where you have a 1-bedroom and space is tight. And that's just the reality of living in a city. So what you might have is this wall that shared the kitchen and the bedroom. They share a wall. And this is not ideal because a kitchen is actually yang, but it's also it's a fire element space. And the bedroom, we want to keep it quiet and yin. So that's a lot of energy coming through that wall. Not to mention all of the appliances that are in there. So here, you would not want to have your bed there. Now, in this case, we can't because there's a sliding door, but let's say some of you out there have this scenario where you possibly, maybe your door's here into the room but it happens to share it. If at all possible, please move it off of that wall. Now, in this, we could put it here, but again, we're not ideally in the command position and it's still a little close to this wall. So I like to put it here. And again, great view, command position, far enough that creates quite a bit of space from that wall. And it protects you a little bit more and gives you that advantage of the command position, the manifestation, seeing what's coming at you. Now, I would still water down this wall. And what I mean by that is by adding the water element. And because this is fire. So we're sort of watering down and creating a more yin element within the space. So ways you can do that would be to paint it a dark gray or blue, or even add artwork with water in it. I would stay away from a mirror, again, because I don't love mirrors in the bedroom. So that gives you where to place the bed, and it actually works out quite well in this space, but you'd want to water that down just to create a little bit more of a buffer between the fire of the kitchen and the calm yin energy of the bedroom. And too much fire, that can lead to anxiety, stress, and what really we want to avoid is if your head is here and if the stove, let's say, was right here, and your head shared a wall with a stove. And that can lead to, I would say, difficult healing from, issues, even high blood pressure, stress, anxiety. All of that heat, blood issues, like you feel like it's coming up for you. So all of that heat there, I would really, if you can, and if not, and if you do have a bedroom like that, send it to me and we can talk about it further. But water that wall down. Floor plan number 4. Now this one is what I call many doors and a big window. So not a lot of options is what that translates into. This is common. I see this all the time when I go into clients' homes. Well, you can't put it here. Too many windows, big window there. This quote, quiet wall, which I'm assuming is solid, so because there's another space on this side that's a loud space, is often where people would place the bed. But what it's creating here is all of this energy that's coming from outside down this hall. There's bathrooms off here, there's other bedrooms. Your head is in direct line with that path of chi, and you're pretty close to it. This isn't quite a gatekeeper door position. That would be if the door were here and you shared the wall, the door and the head shared that wall. But the same concept applies. The idea of the gatekeeper position would be all the beep crap that comes in, that's coming in, energy and all that, it hits your head first, essentially. It gets to you first. You're the taker of all of it. And causing, again, anxiety, less restful sleep, and just more worry. So let's avoid that if possible. And we will, if somebody has it where they only can position it that way, send it to me and we'll talk about that in the next one. So this is where I would position it, but as you can see, and this is what we've seen in the other two, there's a direct draining line of energy from the bed into the bathroom. So what did we do before to correct it? Keep that door closed between the edge and the door. Feng Shui crystal. And keeping that door closed as much as possible And absolutely, if you can't do it all the time, then minimum, do it while you are sleeping. And that is the 4 examples. So again, as I was mentioning, I would love to see other challenging spaces, because these are all directly from builders on the developers' websites. And I know there's older homes and maybe homes that have been renovated and things that are just sort of odd. And I encourage you to send them in to me, to my email address that's below in one of the links. And I will definitely do a part 2. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you learned something. Also, visit my website. The link is below. I have a blog post on what the optimal position is on as well. I will have a free downloadable checklist so that you can go through these different types of bedrooms, and you don't need to write anything down. So you can kind of have that as a takeaway. Again, thanks for coming by, and I'll see you next video.